Hi everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm just going to have a brief chat with you about pathways into the Bachelor of Science. You might be interested in this if you're coming to the end of a Certificate 4 in Science, your Unilink Science program, or a Diploma in Laboratory Technology, and then wanting to pursue further study from there. So what's a pathway? In short, a pathway is your chance to take the education that you've got to date and then use that to transition into further education, in this case into higher education. That's really what it's all about. If you're looking at joining us in the Bachelor of Science, then you might be interested in one of a variety of different majors. I've got a few summarised here over the next couple of slides. You might be interested in choosing the right major, this one here, in which case you'll take chemistry. No prizes for guessing what I did. If you transfer into the Bachelor of Science with a major in chemistry, you'll spend a lot of time studying your chemistry, as well as some environmental science relying heavily on applications of chemistry, and you'll notice there's some mathematics there as well. In fact, we have mathematics across our degrees because we very strongly feel that having some good foundational math skills really does make for a good science graduate. You can also see down the bottom there, we've got some typical outcomes of people who've graduated from this area. And in a way, this also sums up why you might be wanting to pathway in the first place. Moving on to attain this next qualification just broadens your horizons in terms of what you might be looking to do in your career. There are plenty of other majors to choose from as well. Physics is quite popular amongst our students. There are many who love physics in its own right. Not only are people drawn to the pure physics for what it is, but astronomy is also quite popular. We have an applied mathematics major where people can learn higher level maths and all the different things that they can apply that to. I can assure you that high levels of mathematical skill are both highly desired by employers and in short supply. Maybe you're interested in one of the biological sciences. You might want to study biochemistry or biotechnology. Biochemistry takes a look at the chemistry inside living organisms. So we want to understand the way bodies create energy and how they deal with waste, how they make us tick in general. Biotechnology, quite a similar discipline of study, a lot of similar units between the two, but biotechnology is more about understanding these molecules, DNA, RNA, and genes, and amino acids, proteins, and then learning not only what they are, but what we can do with them. Finally, I've got an environmental science major listed here. It's great to see our government finally placing more of an emphasis on the need for environmental scientists. I do want to stress to you that our environmental science major is exactly what the name suggests. It's not an agriculture major or an ecology major. You will be learning science, biological sciences, chemical sciences, physical sciences, and then you'll be learning how you can apply that knowledge in order to better our environmental situation. These are the different majors that we offer. What does the degree look like? Our degree is made up of 24 units in what we call an 8+8+8 model. So for the complete degree, you would do 8 core units. These are the units we feel you'd need to do in order to be able to put your hand on your heart and say, I'm a science graduate. You then do a second 8 units. They comprise your major. That's what allows you to say, I'm a physicist, or I'm a biotechnologist, or chemist, whatever the case may be. And then finally, the remaining 8 units you can use to make the degree your own. You might like to do a second major so that you have a major in physics and in applied mathematics, or in chemistry and biotechnology, or environmental science and chemistry. That list goes on. Or you might wish to take 2 minors, 2 sets of 4 units to give you some background knowledge and appreciation for an area. Or you might choose to fill some of those final 8 units with electives in order to give you a little bit more depth and or breadth in any specific areas of interest. This is the entire degree program, depending on where you're pathwaying from. If you're coming from a Certificate 4 in Science, you can enter straight into this course, the whole 24 units. If you're completing a Diploma in Laboratory Technology, you'll get credit for some of these units as you enter the course, up to 8 units of credit. If you're completing your Swinburne Unilink Diploma and using that pathway to join us, there are a pre-prescribed 8 units that you will get credit as you transfer across. 16 units left to complete your degree. What do people do after they've finished their degree? The answer is quite wide and varied. There's no short, punchy answer I can give you. In fact, a few years ago, we polled students. Over 700 responses we got. And when we asked them what jobs they'd gone into, what careers they'd gone into, we got over 600 different answers. So there's no one thing that our graduates end up doing, but there are a variety of possible outcomes. Some of the cliche ones here. Some students go into forensic science, looking at DNA and crime scene investigation. That's a very niche career, however. Not many people go into that. Many more people go into actual forensic science, working in analytical laboratories. Some of you might be mad like me and decide you want to stay in academia. I love my job. I'm having an amazing time doing that. Many students go out into industry, and I've just left that fairly broad there because the possibilities are very wide and varied. Some go into data science institutes. I've had friends in paint industries, cosmetic industries, dental industries, energy, pharmaceuticals. The list really does go on. We also have quite a number of our graduates going into areas you might not expect. For example, our applied mathematics and physics graduates are valued for their problem solving and modelling skills. Those skills are very valuable to people in business and finance. A very good friend of mine graduated with his chemistry degree and then was immediately headhunted for a job in IT. So again, not always these cliche landing spots that our graduates end up in. Some end up in the medical industry, in hospitals or in research labs. We've had a few end up in agriculture. One friend of mine in particular landed a nice job in the Barossa Valley working with wine, and she says her Friday afternoon lunches are just the best. In terms of environmental work, there are opportunities there. A few of our graduates have joined Melbourne Water, having a great time there. So you can see lots of different possibilities, and this is by no means an exhaustive list. The other thing worth mentioning though, if you're coming to do a Bachelor of Science, most scientists are curious by their nature. It's kind of how we got into the whole gig in the first place. We're that kid who started asking why at a young age and just never quite learned to stop. It's therefore not surprising that around a third of our graduates are very interested in going on to do research. When you finish your bachelor degree, you'll absolutely have that opportunity. In fact, one of the last subjects you do in the bachelor degree is a small research project. People who enjoy that and are then interested in going on to do more, they then join us for an honours year. That's one extra year where they do a research project throughout the year. That gives people a fantastic taste for what research is all about. And then for people who enjoy that and just want more, they then apply to continue to do a Masters by Research or a PhD with us. We've got over 100 PhD students at the moment working in a whole host of different areas. Way too many to go over in person. I've got a few examples here of just some of the different things people are doing. Some of them are working on 2D substances, some of the wonder materials of the 21st century, like graphene and its relatives. I've got others looking at remediation of wastewater, looking at removing heavy metals and pollutants. Others are looking at finding and identifying medical compounds from plants and other natural extracts. Got other students still looking at improving drug delivery systems by making vehicles to carry our drug payload to the particular parts of our body they're required before them being released. People working on other modelling problems, astronomy and trying to better understand our universe. This list really does go on and on. So if you think a research career might be for you, then pathway into this Bachelor of Science is going to be the first step. Given that we're not in person, I'm going to leave it there. But if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to contact the university in general, study at swinburne.edu.au, or you can also contact me. Just send me an email, sitting there on the screen. Just say, "Hi Daniel, saw your Pathways video. I was wondering if I could talk to you about this." No problem at all. Happy to chat. Good luck wrapping up your studies, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Moby and I'm a future student officer. So I'm here to talk about your next steps now and about the application process. So what do you do now? So your next step would be just applying for your preferred course, either if it's Bachelor of Engineering or ICT or Computer Science or double degree. You need to put your direct application in and then select your major. And based on your selected major, you will be assessed for advanced standing or credit exemption. Once you submit your application, you need to still complete your current course successfully. Then domestic admissions, once the results are released, will assess you and finalize your application for the bachelor that you've applied. Then you may receive a full offer or conditional offer based on your situation. And then once your offer is full, you can accept your offer and enroll into your bachelor degrees and then attend orientation sessions and start your course. So to do this, you need to go to Swinburne website and search for the course that you want to apply for. So let's say you want to apply for Bachelor of Engineering Honours. You just need to put it in the search bar and just click OK. It will take you to the main course page. In my example here, this is a design, but it can be a Bachelor of Engineering, for example. And on the right side, there is the apply option. So you just click on apply now. And it will take you to the student portal. So you can use your student ID and your password to log in to the system. And this is the same page that you do your enrollment and your timetabling. So you just need to go to the application tab instead and add new page. So again, you can search by the course name or the course code. For example, it will be Bachelor of Engineering Honours, and then search it, give it a few seconds, and the course will appear here. And then you just click on apply. So I think I got a question. Let me see if it's for me or okay. So that's for Kathleen. Okay, so cool. So apply, and the next step would be scholarships. So you can just skip the steps for now, but if you wanted to apply for any scholarships, just go to the student main page and search for scholarships, and you can apply for scholarships separately. So the next step would be applying for advanced standing or credit exemption, which would be applicable to you. So you want to be assessed for credit exemption based on your Unilink diploma. You just need to click apply, and it will be automatically added to your course application, so you can be assessed for the course and for credit exemption altogether. So once you add it, it will look like a table that summarizes the course that you have selected and the advanced standing. You can then proceed with the application. So there will be a few questions about have you ever been excluded, your highest level of study, which would be your Unilink, some like post-secondary education, choosing your major, things like that for the bachelor degree that you need to just fill in the details. And once you're done, you just need to read the terms and conditions and click OK and submit your application. That's pretty easy. Shouldn't take you more than half an hour to do that. You don't need any supporting documentation if you're just applying based on your Unilink diploma. So a student will have access to your academic results as well as all your previous academic study. So you can just submit your application, and usually once results are released, it should take about 2 weeks for admission to finalize your application, and applications are open now. So after this session, you can just go and put your application in. It doesn't matter if you haven't completed your course yet, because admission will know when the result will be released, when you're gonna finish, and then your application will be assessed accordingly.